Broadcasting live from the steam vents on the plane of Ravnica, but the ones from Arena that when you cast them or play them, because it's the land, they go... They make it funny. This is Tap Tap Concede. Hi, Graham here.
James here.
And that's it. It's just James and I this week.
And there are normally three of us.
This feels
so
old
much,
school Tap
so much
Tap.
room for activities.
Yeah. And those activities will be, well, talking about Guilds of Ravnica and some Arena and, you know, whatever else we feel like chatting about. But first, a quick reminder that this show is brought to you by Card Kingdom at cardkingdom.com/LRR. Check that out. Go to the /LRR, throws our promo code on there, lets them know we sent you, and we do that because we think they're great. It's where we buy singles online. And if you tell them, Loading Ready Run sent me, button please, they'll give you a little 1-inch button. I believe the second batch of Who Dares Bargle with Yargle and Top Deck Lethal, clap, 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 and the Timeout Used,
yes.
I believe those are almost out.
And then,
But there are new designs on the way.
They're really good.
And we'll tell you about those when they arrive, when they actually get to Card Kingdom, which they honestly might do by the time you hear this episode, but who knows? Who can say? And of course, this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun. Thank you always for the support. So let's begin by cracking a pack. James, roll that dice.
I'm excited. Cam normally rolls the dice.
Yeah. Oh, look, you rolled Guilds of Ravnica.
Hey!
Where did that go?
I don't know. I threw
All right,
it.
cool.
I threw it out the door.
Nice.
For anybody who's just listening, I really chucked
James
that.
just chucked it because the fix is in. We're just opening packs of Guilds of Ravnica. Holy, how did it come back to you?
I am a wizard.
You used the Force. Wow, that's amazing. So, Guilds of Ravnica. Let us begin. Healer's Hawk. It is a 1-mana 1/1 with flying and lifelink. I really like it.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I really like it, but it's definitely completely fine. Like generally, you're kind of discouraged from playing like 1/1 flyers for one.
In most limited environments, flying men is not
great.
Flying men with lifelink, better. In a color combination with Convoke, I like it a lot.
In a color combination with both Convoke and Mentor, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So
Also
I've
that.
actually,
This works on both.
Yeah, it works on both fronts. I honestly kind of haven't been. I've been playing a few auras as well, and like throwing the I can't remember what it's called. I don't know these cards yet, but the +3/+2 has Vigilance enchantment aura on it. It's just like it feels real good. Like I think this card is completely cool and playable in this format. So, next.
Dazzling Lights, single blue mana, target creature gets -3/-0 until end of turn, and Surveil 2.
It is a perfectly reasonable combat trick.
It's fine.
With some card advantage. But yeah, it's okay.
There's Candlelight Vigil, that's the one you were thinking of.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Kathleen pointed out, quite rightly, I think, on the stream yesterday, that Surveil is a very good mechanic. And I think they knew that it would get nibbled. Like if you want to be Dimir and you want Surveil cards are going to get taken by people drafting Izzet or people drafting Golgari, even though it's not, because like the black ones work with Golgari, the blue ones work with Izzet. And so they had to print a lot of Surveil. And so Surveil just shows up on many, many cards, so there's a critical density of it.
Yep.
And it's there's some good payoffs. Fire Urchin is next. 1 in a red for a 1/3 with trample, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It's fine.
It's fine. I haven't played this one yet. It seems like a card that will probably get played, but never excited to do so.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's our friend, Intrusive Pack Beast.
Yeah, this card won us so many games on, was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
When we were doing the streamer event thing.
Yeah.
Like 5 games in a row, this card won us the game. It won me a few games when I was playing at home last night. This card is absurd. I love it.
4 and a white for a 3/3 with Vigilance, which is like not terrible on
it's
its own
fine.
stats-wise.
Yeah.
3/3 Vigilance for 5 is like maybe one more than you like to pay, but when it enters the battlefield, tap 2 creatures your opponents control.
Yeah.
So you just get to, you whittle them down, and then they're like, okay, we have these 2 big blockers, or we have 2 blockers and one thing that's not going to do very much, and you just tap them down and slam, and boy, it goes.
The intrusive pack beast, like he's basically just he's your pack beast. Mm-hmm. You have a bunch of stuff, and then you get to like the tavern or the stables at the end of the day, and get off, and then walk into the stables, and the pack beast goes like, "Oh, we're going into we're going into the tavern now. Cool."
Yeah.
And then just comes in with you.
Yep.
With it being 10 feet tall with 10-foot long horns.
The horn span, yeah.
It just doesn't understand that there are places that are for the pack beast and places that are not for the pack beast.
Yeah.
Nope, doesn't care. Crowl Foragers, 4 and a green for a 4/4 insect scout. Pretty mediocre undergrowth payoff. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each card in your graveyard.
Creature card.
Sorry, undergrowth counts creature cards.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it's okay. I mean,
you can gain 4. Like if you cast this on curve on turn 5, you're probably not gaining much life.
maybe 1
and
or
then
2.
you're just paying a 4/4.
You're getting a 4/4 for 5, which is like okay, but yeah, again, unexciting, but
Yeah.
sure.
Another, to my mind, unexciting undergrowth payoff, Moodmark Painter. 2 black for a 2/3, so that's overcosted with undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains menace and +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard.
In terms of undergrowth, I like this more than the other one, but
Yeah.
it's also not terribly exciting.
The problem is that a lot of the undergrowth stuff, just by the nature of how the mechanic has to work, it does something once and that's it.
Yeah.
Now you look at Rhizome Lurcher, which is 2 black, green for a 2/2, but it enters with a +1/+1 counter for each creature. Those counters stick around.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a terrific undergrowth payoff, because then it's like, okay, I've filled my graveyard, and now I get to make this 7/7.
Yeah.
Whereas Moodmark Painter is like, I get to hit once.
Yeah.
And then you just have this overcosted 2/3.
Yep.
It's Moodmark Painter is just like a guy who is operating a tent where he puts scary face paint on people.
That looks like that's what she's doing.
He's
yeah.
like, "Oh, I'll make you look like a tiger."
Yeah.
And that will make you menacing.
But they'll only be fooled for just a second. Just
Yeah.
to get you in there, but then never again.
Yeah, you'll get menace once.
It's like, why does that work when you are literally painting the face of a tiger?
Good question. Notion Rain
Hey.
is next. I quite like Notion Rain. It's 1 blue-black for a sorcery. Surveil 2, then draw 2 cards, and it deals 2 damage to you. So
Yep.
first you surveil and decide if you want to bin those or keep them on top. Then you can draw 2 cards, be it the 2 that you left on top or the 2 that you draw after you put 2 lands in your bin, and then take 2 damage. It's good.
It's good card draw.
Good advantage.
Yeah.
Gravitic Punch. 3 and a red for a sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player
Yeah.
and jumpstart.
Yeah.
If you have that deck where it cares when you cast stuff, like if it cares about casting instants or sorceries, if you're in the Is It Jumpstart deck, I think this could be okay, because there's a bunch of creatures that have high power, but that either have high power but can't attack unless you cast a spell, or don't deal damage unless you cast a spell, or get pumped if you cast a spell. And so situations like this, it's like, okay, I cast Gravitic Punch and I sort of dome you for like maybe 3,
Yeah.
but then that also lets my Piston Fist Cyclops attack, and it
Yep.
gives my Wee Dragonauts another point of power,
Yep.
and it all sort of synergizes together. On the face of it, it's not a good card.
It's not a good card because it is only player. I mean, honestly, I'd rather be playing this kind of card in a Gruul deck where I have access to much larger, beefier green creatures. 7, 8,
Yeah.
10 power sitting on the board being like 4 mana, dome you for 10 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I do like Jumpstart, though.
I very much like Jumpstart.
And for all those situations I just mentioned, Jumpstart still counts as casting a spell. So
Yes,
you
it
still
does.
get it. You're still casting a spell the second time. So
Yep.
it basically just gives you two spells. So
Yep.
there's that's nice. Turns late game land draws into actual stuff. Watcher in the Mist. It's too creepy. It's so
It is
creepy. Also, I
creepy
just
boy.
love the name. Just Watcher in the Mist. Not like Mist Watcher.
Yeah.
It's Watcher in the Mist. Like, could you close the curtains, please? I assume he can't come inside. 3/4 flyer for 3 blue.
That's already I'm okay
Which
with
is
that.
fine. And then bonus, when it enters the battlefield, you get to surveil 2.
I like this card a lot.
Yeah, it's real
This
good.
card seems really good.
Pause for reflection. How expensive can we make fog? So 2 and a green for fog, prevent all combat damage. But it has convoke, so you can cast it for free. If you you're tapped out of lands, you can tap your creatures to do it. I mean, it's fog, so you shouldn't run it. You shouldn't waste a card in your deck on fog.
I agree.
But there it is. Hoof! Night Veil Predator. Blue, black for a 3/3 vampire with flying, death touch, and hexproof.
So I think on the face, this is probably, it's not my favorite, but I think this is the best in this cycle, right?
Of the
there's
a
a
cycle
double.
there's a cycle of double creatures
guilds in the respective guilds.
So like is it one is Crackling Drake, which is blue, red.
Yeah.
And the Selesny one's also very good. It's 2 elves in a centaur costume.
Yeah, it is really good, but
It's
man,
white, green for a 4/4 with vigilance.
And then
when it dies, you get 2 2/2s with vigilance. It's
really good.
It's Wormcoil engine.
Yeah, it puts a lot more power on the board than this does, but this you can't interact with.
I know. It's flying. It's death touch. It's hexproof.
Yeah, it just seems really good. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not the best, but it just feels like
This vampire went to Aurelia's keyword warehouse.
yeah, this just feels really good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play this. Yeah,
Conclave Cavalier. That's the one. Yeah.
And I've been very excited. I've had a lot of fun with the Boros one.
What's the Boros one?
So that's shoot, I don't know the names yet, but anyways,
True Fire
Captain. Mentor 4/3. Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player.
Oh yeah.
Which I had a lot of fun with yesterday. There's a creature where when it's a 5/5, it attacks, it deals 1 damage to all of target opponent's creatures.
Right.
So they made that attack because I had 4 X1s and this on the board.
Right.
So they made, and I was...
That sounds rough.
And they were, and I was so I had this and 4 X1s, and they had that 5/5 and another 5 power creature.
Okay.
So they attacked with the 5/5 that pinged everything for 1, which killed 4 of my creatures, put 1 damage on this.
So that dealt 1 to them.
So that dealt 1 to them. So they went to 5, and then I just blocked.
Just blocked the 5/5.
Blocked the 5/5 with this, which dealt 5 more damage to True Fire Captain, which therefore dealt 5 damage to my opponent. I was like, wow. Yes! It felt really good. I was like, you got him.
Wow.
And definitely was the oops, good game.
Yeah.
Was their reaction. This is fantastic.
We had some people. So yeah. Bear this in mind if you're playing with True Fire Captain. The damage dealt to it is as much power as is dealt to it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we said. We were like, well, if we fight this with this 5 power creature, we're taking 5.
Yes.
And people were like, yep. And then a whole bunch of people in chat were like, no, you're only taking 3.
Yeah.
Because it only takes 3 damage. And I was like, really? But people in chat said it with such confidence.
Yeah.
And so many of them
Yeah.
that I started to doubt myself. And then the judges in chat came back with, no, that is not how that works.
Yeah, no.
You're dealing 5. It only takes 3 to kill it. But you're
Yeah.
definitely dealing 5, meaning that we took 5. But we killed the True Fire Captain, so it worked out okay.
Yeah, I mean obviously the thing that the place where that has come up many times before is lifelink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this operates just the same way.
Yeah.
Is that if your 5/5 hits a 0/1,
That is, however,
you still get 5.
That is a triggered ability. So if you had died in the damage step,
Yeah.
then that wouldn't have killed your opponent
Correct.
because that ability goes on the stack, and then after damage is resolved,
Yeah.
if both players are still alive, then that
Then-
effect will resolve,
correct.
and then your opponent died.
If the thing that the True Fire Captain blocks has trample, it only then it only does 3.
Then it only does 3. That's true. Yes.
Of course, it does the other
2 to
2
you
yeah,
anyway.
2
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
So
It's all very confusing.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, next card, Goblin Crater Maker.
I like this card.
2/2 for 1 and a red, so it's a red bear,
Yep.
goblin, nice. And for 1 and sacrifice it, you can do one of 2 things. You can either deal 2 damage to target creature, or destroy target colorless non-land permanent.
I like this. This card is good. It's got, I mean, it's a fine 2/2 for 2, which is always whatever. That's good. It's not good, but it's acceptable.
Hang on,
but
I need to look something up.
But then it also just has these 2 very good modes. Being able to sack it to deal 2 damage to a creature makes combat a little tricky, and being able to blow up artifacts and anything like that is also quite good.
This kills Emrakul?
Yeah.
Emrakul has protection from colored spells, but this is an ability,
Yeah.
and Emrakul is a colorless non-land permanent.
Yeah.
The Goblin Crater Maker can blow up Emrakul the Aeon's Torn?
Yep.
What?
I mean,
That's
that makes
amazing.
sense. Yeah.
It's the whole Gatewatch is hiding behind a hill, and they're just like, okay, little goblin, go for it.
Go get him.
Okay. Kaboom. Wow. All right.
Good card. I
Yeah.
like it. It seems like it's going to be pretty sweet.
World Soul Colossus is kind of a fun Convoke payoff. Better if it had Trample, but
Yeah.
here we are, obviously. X green white for a 0/0 with Convoke, and it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters. So mid or late game, you just basically tap all your land and all your creatures, and you make like a 7/7.
You make a big
You just make a really big thing. The World Soul. Did you know you can click on the
Ravnica thing?
on Arena?
Yeah.
You can click on the building, and it's like burr, burr, burr,
Yeah.
big old Colossus. Hey, and our rare is actually, so our land is the Golgari Guild Gate.
which you will find in every pack of cards.
Yep, one of the Guild
I
Gates.
mean, one of the Guild Gates.
And our,
not
and our
Golgari.
rare,
That was
hey,
silly.
broadcasting live from Steam Vents.
Hey!
Look
I
at
mean,
that.
that's some good art. I know people are like, yeah, but there's no Steam, but it's just like, yeah, but it's still cool.
There's Steam, and just sort of, it's around it, right there. There's Steam right there. Right there. Little Steam. That's,
All right,
yeah,
all right.
There's Steam.
You've sold me.
And check this out. Our token is a soldier token. I don't think the soldier token's there, but on the back of the soldier token is a code from, speaking of Magic Arena, which, to be clear, we're not being paid to say this. We just really like Arena.
Yeah.
It's open beta now, and it's free. And with this code on the back of this thing, which is Play Ravnica, one word, capital P, capital R, you get 3 free boosters of Guilds of Ravnica in your Arena account.
That's
So
it.
You only get to do that once. So
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that everyone knows that it's Play Ravnica because it's only once per account. But you should you should do that.
I
It's
agree.
just free,
It's just free value.
it's value, right? So,
And I will also mention, so we are recording this on the 28th.
Yeah.
Pre-release is this weekend. If you went to your pre-release and you didn't notice, there is a token in every pre-release kit, and on the back of that token is a code for a free entry into a sealed event, also on Arena. Sealed on Arena is actually a little bit different. It's just normal 6-pack sealed.
Yeah.
But it will get you 1 free entry. You can only do it once per account, so you can't. It's not like somebody can go around and collect a bunch of these tokens and fire off 30 sealeds afterwards. But if you didn't notice, go check your box. There should be a code inside. Go play some more Magic.
although you should look through your tokens from Dominaria,
Yes.
because there's a code on the back of some of the Dominaria tokens that will give you 100 gold
Yep.
in the game, or some of them, the odds are like 1 in 10, a booster of Dominaria.
Yep.
I had 5, and I got 500 gold.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go. Again, they're unique. Those ones are you can use as many as you want, but they're unique.
But they're unique, so you need to actually
So-
track them down and find them.
I assume people are going to start riffling through their
I mean,
LGS's token bin if they haven't already.
Were the ones you had from here? Do we need to riffle through all of our Dominaria
riffle
tokens?
through all of ours.
Because we probably have a lot.
Yeah, mine were mine were in mail time. Someone was like, "Hey, here's some arena codes if you want." So I was like,
okay.
"Oh, great, thanks."
Nice.
So I got 500 gold. So
Nice.
hurrah!
We should definitely go through our tokens then.
And just add them to the Loading Ready Run
Yeah.
account. Yeah. So on to our next topic. This other pack of Guilds of Ravnica.
Yeah.
We just felt like we'd do two Guilds crack packs today.
I mean, it's the new set. People want to talk about it. I want to open them.
Same.
It seems like a no-brainer.
Somewhere Marshall is crying. It's great. Wojak Bodyguard
Love it.
is the first one. Yeah, it's real good. It's a 3/3 for 3.
It's Mog Flunkies, but it has Mentor.
Yeah, so it's a 3/3 for 2 and a red with Mentor, and it can't attack or block alone.
Yeah.
But that's fine because you don't want to be attacking or blocking with it alone. You don't want to be in a position, I mean, sometimes you are in this position, but you don't want to be in a position in the Boros deck where you're having to block with your 3/3.
No.
Sometimes you get there. Take Heart is fine. It's a combat trick.
Yeah.
Single white mana, instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Also, you gain 1 life for each attacking creature you control.
And I mean, like, in the Boros deck, in the Selesnya deck, you know, that can be a lot. Like, both of those decks kind of have a go-wide strategy.
Yeah.
Play a bunch of little creatures, or in Selesnya's case, make a bunch of little tokens and stuff like that. It could add up pretty easily, so could be pretty good.
I had a sealed deck on Arena with, what's the card called? Is it Trusty Companions? Something Companions. It's 2 and a white for a sorcery.
That makes two
1/1 soldiers with lifelink.
Yeah. Sworn Companions.
Sworn Companions. Had 2 of those, so I had 4 1/1. Or I think I got 2 of them from some other source. It doesn't matter. I had 4 1/1 lifelink soldiers out there, and then drew the Loxodon, the Venerated Loxodon.
Oh, where when you...
So I just tapped 5 creatures to cast it, and then
They all
including
got
the 4 of
+1/+1.
those, they all got +1/+1 counters on them.
Yeah.
So then I had this little army of 2/2 lifelink soldiers.
Nice.
That was pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
Hey, here's a radical idea. Let's draw a card. 1 and a blue for an instant, draw a card. Also, it has Jumpstart. This is perfect for the Izzet deck. This is just great for its casting spells. It's you draw into another card, you Jumpstart it. It's good stuff. Straightforward, but it's a clean design, but it checks out. Ornery Goblin is really annoying.
So this is a functional reprint of...
Ashmouth Hound?
Yes. I think that's right.
Is it the same? I think it is.
I think it's the same.
So
where...
1 and a red for a 2/1.
Yeah.
And whenever it blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, it deals 1 damage to that creature.
So that happens before damage. It happens before first strike damage.
It's firstest strike.
Yeah. So and this actually happened. Somebody attacked with their 2/1. Is it Trusty Companion? Trusted Companion, the 2/1 that has first strike when it's your turn.
Oh, Fresh Face Recruit.
Sorry, Fresh Face. Yeah, sorry. Attacked me into this.
Oh no.
And I was like, I seem to recall from Ashmouth Hound, which I think is what this is.
Yeah.
That if I block this, it's going to die before any damage resolves.
And it did?
And it did, and I was happy.
Yeah. Ornery it's really ornery. It's super irritating.
There's Ashmouth. So
yeah, it's the same.
Whenever it becomes blocked, yep.
But Ashmouth Hound, or the Assmouth Hound as we used to call it, is an elemental hound.
Yes.
Whereas this is a goblin, so more relevant subtype.
Exactly.
This is a wild Ceratok. 3 in and a green for a 4/3 Rhino.
Sure. That's it.
Like, it's not exciting, but it's kind of annoying to deal with. Child of Night with wonderful new art is a 2/1 lifelink for 1 and a black. Not that I don't like the old Child of Night art, but this one's really
very
awesome
pretty.
and creepy, and I like it. Selesnya Locket. 3 mana artifact taps for green or white, and for 4 hybrid Selesnya mana, which means 4 mana of green or white in any combination.
Yeah.
And tap and sack it. Draw 2 cards.
They're great.
I really like the Lockets.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd play a lot of them.
No.
I don't know if I'd necessarily ever play like more than one.
I haven't drafted yet, obviously,
Yes.
but I've been playing a Locket in basically every sealed deck.
I haven't actually had the chance to play it, at least at home. I think we've played some here at
Every
the
time I've
office.
opened a Locket
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
been
yeah.
in the
In
colors,
that
I
you're
wanna
playing.
be. I mean, I've used it for splashing once, but it's really handy. That,
It's the card draw. Like,
Yeah.
I think these are as good as they are because they draw you 2 cards, and for 4 mana, draw 2 cards. That's good, especially in decks that don't get card draw.
Yeah.
Like in decks where, especially stuff like Boros, where you've run out your entire hand in the first 4 turns, and you're like, I don't have any more cards. Something like this to sort of refill your hand is A-okay with me. So.
Watcher in the Mist again. Very
Still
good.
good.
Still good. Pause for reflection. Still bad. Rosemane Centaur. Real nice little early Convoke payoff. 3 green white for a 4/4 with Vigilance and Convoke. So you can get this out on turn 3 if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you go
Healer's Hawk
into...
There's a lot of good 1-drops in these colors. There's Healer's Hawk, there's Hunted Witness, which is a 1/1 for 1 that leaves behind a 1/1 lifelink for 1/1 lifelink. And the Portcullis Vine.
Yep.
Am I confusing the name with
I don't know. Is it the 03 Defender?
Yeah, 0/3 that you can cash in for a card
I
later.
don't remember what it's called, but yes. And then there's also the green rare that cast
Oh,
for
Pelt
1
Collector.
for Pelt Collector.
That's
I
even
mean,
better.
That's obviously like the ideal play, but
Yeah.
it's there
Yeah.
at 1. So yeah, I mean, you go any one of
One
those
drop,
1
2
drops.
drop, Rhizome Centaur.
As long as you hit your 3 lines, you're good.
Yeah, and then you have a 4/4 Vigilance, and it's really annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
Unless you have Lava Coil, which is 1 and a red for a sorcery that deals 4 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead.
This is fantastic removal.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just
I mean,
really good. It was Portcullis Vine.
Yeah, I got that.
Nature's way of saying take the long way home. All right, okay, I won't.
But yeah, no. I mean, 2 mana, 4 damage. It's sorcery speed, but it also exiles, which, you know, in the Undergrowth deck that's something. So
Dimir Spybug is blue-black for a 1/1 flyer with Menace, which is relevant. It comes up, actually. And whenever you surveil, you put a +1/+1 counter on Dimir Spybug. I like it a lot. Because like I said, there's tons of surveil.
yeah.
There's not a lot of explicit payoffs for surveil.
No, it's
Like,
I mean,
generally speaking, it's just sort of
Card
card
advantage,
advantage, but
yeah.
there are payoffs. I'm going to talk about one of them in a moment. But this is another one, Dimir Spybug, so it just sort of gets bigger as you surveil. Crawl Swarm is a 4/1 insect warrior with flying for 4 and a black. And so it's a little weak in the air. But you can pay 2 and a black and discard a creature card to return the Crawl Swarm to your hand.
I don't think I'd seen this card very much until right now. I'm not horribly impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, X1s at 5 are tough to swallow because you're putting a lot of mana into something that can die to basically anything or any removal spell or any, in this case, flyer.
Yeah.
And I guess, you can bring it back, but you're down a card to do so, and then you're still in the same position with the same 4/1.
So I think you've got to be in a deck with Undergrowth payoffs.
Yeah,
To make that viable.
I agree. I don't know. I'd be curious to see where this goes.
Yeah.
It could be good. It could be kind of meh.
It unfortunately trades for a rare, which is Narcomoeba.
Oh, yeah.
So not a rare that you're like thrilled to open, but great with Surveil because it's a 1/1 flyer for 1 and a blue, and when it is put into your graveyard from your library, you can put it straight onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
And when you're surveilling, when you're looking at the top cards of your library, they're still in your library, technically. They're still in that zone, you're just looking at them.
Yeah.
And so when you surveil, you can say, I'm going to put this Narcomoeba into my graveyard. Whoops!
It's on the battlefield.
Suddenly it's on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And we got the other Golgari Guildgate.
Nice.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about surveil payoffs a little bit, because I did this filthy Dimir deck on Arena. This sealed deck went 7-1 with it, and I had 2 copies of Disinformation Campaign, which is 1 blue-black for an enchantment, and it's you play it. There's a lot of templating, but basically you play it, they discard a card, you draw a card, and then whenever you surveil, you bounce it back to your hand. I never had both in play at once, because that seems excessive, but
Yeah.
generally I would surveil the second one away if it ever came up. But then I had a lot of just sort of incidental surveil. I had like the 1/4 that surveils. I had the Deadly Visit, which is the kill spell that surveils. I had a couple things, Watcher in the Mist, things like that. And getting into a chain where you can play Disinformation Campaign. My favorite, well, one of my favorites was Disinformation Campaign. They discard a card, I draw a card. Then I play the 2 Thought Erasure, I think it is. It's blue-black, look at their hand, take a non-land card out of it, then surveil 1,
Yep.
and then you return the Disinformation Campaign. So you're just chewing through their deck.
Yeah.
My best play of the game, of these matches, however, was I have Disinformation Campaign in play, pass the turn with 6 mana up. End of their turn, flash in Dream Eater,
Yep.
which is a terrifying mythic. It's a 4/3 flyer for 3 blue with flash, which is already great.
4 blue. Did you say 3 blue?
Sorry, I did say 3. 4 blue. 6 mana, 4/3, flash, flying. That's already great. Enters the battlefield, surveil 4, and then also you can bounce a non-land permanent that your opponent controls.
This card is absurd. It also has a fantastic animation.
Yeah, it's
on Arena.
really quite scary.
But
so,
oh my god.
flash that in, bounce one of their creatures, surveil 4, return Disinformation Campaign to my hand.
Yeah.
Untap, replay Disinformation Campaign after having bounced something to their hand, right? So if they're low on cards in their hand, they have to pitch whatever.
Yeah.
Then cast Quasi-Duplicate to make another Dream Eater,
Jesus.
surveilling again and returning Disinformation Campaign to my hand again. And then Quasi-Duplicate's just in the graveyard. So if I can't remember if I lived long enough to Quasi-Duplicate a third Dream Eater, or
Man,
if I just demoralized my opponent into quitting at that point.
Quasi-Duplicate, though.
Quasi-Duplicate's very strong.
1 blue sorcery, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Jumpstart.
Yeah.
Like, this card would be just completely fine if it didn't have Jumpstart. The fact that you can cast it again is just absurd.
Yeah.
Especially on cards like Dream Eater.
Because it's not legendary.
Yeah.
You can just make more Dream Eaters.
Make as many as you want.
Look at all these Nightmare Sphinx.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was filthy. It was that deck was just excessive value and making your opponent discard a lot of cards to Disinformation Campaign. Because it's at a sweet spot of there were instances where I'd be like, okay, I have 5 mana and I have the Disinformation Campaign and the 1/4 with Surveil. I'm gonna risk it. So I play the campaign, they pitch a card, I draw a card, it's a land, I play the land, I play the 1/4 with I Surveil 2,
Ugh.
I return Disinformation Campaign, next turn I get to play it again. It's just it must have felt awful.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So the Dimir deck, it works if you can get the right cards.
That's fair. Yeah, I've done 3 sealed so far. I did 2 last night. I started 1 this morning. All 3 have been Boros.
Really?
Like
I have yet to play a Boros deck.
All 3 just set me up with 3 of my 6 rares were just good red-white cards.
Wow,
I was like,
happen.
okay, I guess I'll just keep playing Boros then. And the strategy is just basically play out 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Some of these things have Mentor. They're going to pump other things. I had the, I don't remember what it was called, but it's the Mythic Phoenix that has flying and haste.
I don't remember.
And
A Phoenix with flying and haste.
Yeah, and if
That
you
narrows it
cast 3, when you cast your 3rd instance or sorcery for the turn, Arclight Phoenix, thank you. 3 in a red for a 3/2 flying haste Phoenix. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast 3 or more instant and sorcery spells this turn, return it to the graveyard, from your graveyard to the battlefield.
That's a big ask.
It is, but it's a lot easier with Jumpstart,
Fair.
which I did twice, which felt really good.
Alright.
Like twice, not in the same game, but twice over. I think in 2 separate games. But
Okay.
I cast. There's the 1 mana instant put a +1/+1 token onto up to 2 creatures. I think.
Oh,
is
Gird
what
for battle.
Yeah. Plus you can tell that this format's new, and I don't know. 1 red, deal 2 damage to to any target.
Direct current.
With Jumpstart.
Right.
So it was 7 mana, but I was able to do that.
Oh, you just direct current, jumpstart, direct current, Gird for battle, Phoenix comes back, slant hole.
Yeah. So I was able to do that twice.
Did you kill 2 things with direct current, or just like
No, I just
double up on
I
one
just
thing?
no, I just
dome them?
I just dome them because it's 4 damage, and then and then I just got in with the bird and killed them,
Wow,
and I did that twice.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
So I really like direct current, actually.
Yeah.
I have been impressed with it at every turn.
I already sigh when I get it cast against me.
Cameron played it during the pre-release, and I think he did some pretty cool things with it. I've been able to do some cool things with it. I've seen people do cool things with it. I think it's just like,
I get that you see 3 mana sorcery speed shock, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, that's terrible.
yeah.
But
Being able to do it twice
Yeah.
is not bad. It's at the end of the day, it's 4 damage for 6 mana, which you will pay at this point. That is what removal looks like in Magic, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so I've only basically played Boros, so I don't really have a lot of experience with anything else. But so far, I've really enjoyed the Boros, which is
I've definitely played Selesnya once as well, which I mentioned tapping for the Venerated Loxodon, which was a lot of fun. I think if I had to, I think the strongest guild in Sealed anyway. I think the strongest guild is the Sultai clan.
Yeah. Yeah.
In blue, black, green. Surveil and Undergrowth just synergize so well together, and just the cards complement one another, and the fixing is so good. Like when I open my sealed pool, for example, on Arena, when you open your sealed pool, it shows you the 6 rares you open.
Yes.
And that's cool.
Yep.
Right? But the first thing I do when I go into deck building, scroll right to the end,
Yep.
and I look at what fixing I have, like how many different color guild gates, and my multicolored cards.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where you should start when you're deck building Sealed for Guilds of Ravnica, and just sort of like, oh wow, look how many great Dimir and Golgari gold cards I have.
Yeah.
Let me see what have I got. I got 2 on-color guild gates, 3 even better.
Yeah.
Got a locket, perfect. Okay, we're Sultai. I think it just works really, really well together. I think is it Naya, red, green, white?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Naya can also be quite good. I don't think it's as good as Sultai.
That's fair.
The fixing's really good. I haven't yet done 5-color nonsense.
Neither of us. I haven't seen 5-color nonsense.
We got
yet, so.
destroyed by it.
Did we?
Nox was playing it during
That's
the streamer
right.
event.
Yeah.
That was
That's
5-color.
right. That was
utter effing nonsense.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Like he stabilized on 3 and then just ground us. He beat us with no cards in his library.
That's right. Oh, I forgot about that.
You said it was one of those great famous last words. You were like, well, he's got 2 cards left in his library, and we're at 27.
I'm feeling
So,
good. That's
you know,
right.
so there's no way he can kill us.
And then he just
And
ran
then
it.
he had a. Sorry, you said we're at 27. He's got 3 power on board because he had a Watcher in the
Yeah,
mist.
that's right.
Then he played Glaive of the Guild Pact.
Yep.
He had 5 gates.
Yeah.
So he put Glaive of the Guild Pact on Watcher. It's 8 power with Vigilance. Hit us for 8. Then same turn played the Gatewatch Gargoyle or whatever it's called.
Yep.
That gets, it's a 3/3 that enters with a +1/+1 counter for each gate you control. So then we went from 27 to 19, and then he had an 8/4 flyer with Vigilance and an 8/8 flyer. And we were like, oh wait.
Yeah.
And so then untapped, he drew a card. Now he has 1 card in library, hit us down to a bunch more, and then
we
drew his last card and hit us for lethal. And we were like, wow, okay, you fair enough.
I do remember that now.
Took the entire deck to kill us.
I had blocked that out of my mind.
Then we got paired up with him again later and beat him on 4 turns. But
Vengeance.
Sweet revenge. But that was absolutely 5-color utter bonkers nonsense. So yeah, you can do mono gates, I guess, and why not? 5 gates.
That's a lot of gates.
That's, I mean,
it's. He had 1 gate he wasn't using.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe, yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe it was in his hand. I don't know, but
Yeah. I mean, try to.
Pitched it. Maybe he pitched it to Surveil or something. What great art on Curse of Vengeance. I've never seen that. It's like literally the Sword of Damocles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. One other arena code thing, because we talked about the Play Ravnica and the free things from your pre-release things and the stuff on the Dominaria cards. If you were in the closed beta,
Yes.
check your email.
Yep.
You will have the email associated with your account, because apparently a bunch of people were like, oh yeah, an email saying the beta's open, cool, and deleted it or archived it or whatever. Check that email, because there's a code in there to get the 3 Masterpiece Planeswalkers that are in Standard,
Yeah.
which is Teferi, Ral, and Vraska.
Yeah.
And right now they just look like alt art Planeswalkers, but apparently on October 4th they will actually look like Masterpiece style. So check that out, because you just get those.
Yeah.
You just get those for free. And I guess not that we are Arena PR, but because a bunch of people have been asking us, every time we stream Arena, all the different questions we get, there's not supposed to be another wipe between the open beta and full release.
Correct.
They've said they are not planning to do a wipe. They don't want to do a wipe. Everything should be fine, but they are allowing the window that in case something goes catastrophically wrong,
They might have to.
They everyone be aware that they might have to, but the plan is that that won't happen.
Correct.
They originally said that they want to release it on Mac at the same time as they do the release, because it's made in Unity, so that should be theoretically possible.
Yeah. But they have not confirmed
But they
or
haven't
denied
confirmed that.
that I know of.
They haven't said that recently, but that was the thing that they said at one point.
Correct.
I think I think the notion that it will never come out for mobile devices is ludicrous.
Correct.
What else do people always ask us whenever we stream Arena?
Friends lists. That's something that they have actually said they are
They've said they're
actively
working
going
on
to be
that.
working on it during the closed beta.
Yeah.
Or during the open beta.
Yeah. Oh,
so
and
that's
same
something
with
they want to work on.
Same with the deck building scene.
Yes.
Because that needs work.
So yeah, I would say that currently that is my biggest annoyance with the client itself. Is deck building needs to be, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, brought up to the same level of functionality that Mitgo has.
Yeah.
Which is to say, I need to be able to sort of have a better overview of my cards at the beginning. I definitely need a way to be able to save the deck and then make a new deck, especially in Sealed.
Yep.
Sealed is a big one.
Now that you've added Sealed.
Draft is not as important because you're drafting and you kind of know what you're going for, but when you're in Sealed, you're like, okay, let's build this red-white deck, and you're like, okay, this looks good. Okay, I can't do anything. I have to either...
There's also not a do-over. You have to be like, let's individually pull
click
all of
every
these
single card
cards
out, and then make another deck and be like, no, never mind, the Boros one was better. Shoot, what was exactly in the Boros one?
Yeah.
So that's something that they definitely need to improve. It's something that they've talked about improving.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not, because I think I said this on stream, or was it a tap? Everything blurs together. That's the part that needs the most improvement of the features that are there.
Correct.
Because whenever I'm like, this is what they need to work on the most, people are like, no, they need to get this working on Arena, or they need to add this to Arena, like Commander or Modern or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm talking about what's in it now.
Yes.
That needs the most work.
Correct.
Of what they have currently. Speaking of Modern, because when Guilds of Ravnica releases on paper, which is, I guess, next week, then Standard rotates, and Kaladesh and Amonkhet are no longer in Standard.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, with the recent Arena update, those sets are no longer on Arena.
Correct.
But all the cards are programmed in.
Yes.
So, what's Arena going to do about that? And they've said that they are looking at working on some sort of Arena Modern,
like an Eternal format.
Some sort of Arena Eternal format that some people in our chat were saying, so basically Frontier, I guess. Because the thing is, Modern, actual Modern, is 15 years of cards. And they said that it would, and they said, look, let's be reasonable, that will take a team of people years to implement.
Yes.
And so, which is not to say that they won't in the future, but for now, no, they're not adding literal Modern, but they're looking at some sort of Eternal format for Arena, which I suspect would coincide at the next rotation, right? Because this was a wipe, right?
Yes.
So you know that your collection was going to get completely nuked back to zero at the wipe already. But the next time a set rotates, when I guess what's the furthest back set?
Ixalan.
Ixalan. Whenever Ixalan rotates, now you have a thing where people will have Ixalan cards in their Arena collections. Yeah. And what happens to that?
Yeah.
So they have between now and when Ixalan rotates to figure out what they're going to do with that.
I mean, it seems like the easiest thing is either, because I think what could be kind of cool is if and this is a format that everybody loves, which is the Singleton.
I love it. So good.
I would be super okay if the Eternal format on Arena was Singleton. Yeah. Because Singleton Standard doesn't, it's neat, and that's basically what Singleton was, but I think if you were to do Singleton as the Eternal format, So bring back the 4 sets, I guess, that have
Yeah.
rotated out, and then say, all right, this is your eternal format. Go. That would be kind of cool. That'd be super sweet. So
Yeah. I've said this before, but Arena Singleton, when it was standard Singleton, which is basically Brawl with no commanders,
correct.
was great.
Yes.
It was such a fun format.
It's back this weekend too. In
yeah,
fact, so
it's what I wanted out of Brawl.
yeah,
I actually really didn't like the commander aspect of Brawl.
Yeah.
I get that I don't know. I have commander for that, and I get that it's fun. I get that a lot of people like the commanders. I really, really did not like Brawl. Have you heard about the free Singleton weekend?
yes.
Have you heard about what's been the meta?
No.
So-
okay.
Because
Yeah,
it's
no.
so it's Singleton standard.
Yep. Well, Singleton as
Arena standard.
Arena standard. Yep.
It's free,
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
but because the open beta just launched,
Yeah.
everyone's collections are
Are very
not
minimal.
great.
Yep.
So you know what you can build with only 4 common wild cards
Is Relentless Rats?
is Relentless Rats, except not Relentless Rats, it's Rat Colony.
right.
And apparently it's just been running the tables.
Nice.
I was like, let me try this. So I put it together and I actually got 3 wins, 2 losses,
So what does it run? It runs. I assume.
20 swamps, 40 relentless or 40 rat colonies.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You could put a Vanquisher's banner in there for a 5-drop.
Ugh.
Mine, the one I got a deck tech from Reddit that was 39 rat colonies and an arcane encyclopedia.
Okay.
To guess, I get rid of late game. It never
Sure.
goes to late game. It's just rat colonies because you can have as many of them as you want, even in Singleton, because that's how cards like Rat Colony work.
Oh, that's
so you just,
boring.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, it was really, really stupid. I had an opponent. I went swamp rat, and they just conceded because I assumed they were sick of it. The arena account actually. Hang on.
Did they tweet?
Let me actually share this briefly. Sorry to bring my phone up, but I want to share this tweet from. Here we go. 2 hours ago, as of now.
Okay.
We see that Rat Colony is creating quite the rat's nest in Singleton. We'll squeak out some card suggestions to help you exterminate those pests. Mephitic Vapors, Ixalan's Binding, Cosmotronic Wave, Fiery Cannonade, Board Wipes, Cards with Trample.
Ixalan's Binding is just mean.
Yeah, it's the only card in the deck.
It's just like, Rat Colony.
Yeah.
All right, I lose. Moving on. I mean, the problem there is that
I definitely lost games easily
to
just people doing stuff.
yeah, no, that's fair.
You know?
That sounds super cool though.
1/4s.
I mean, this has always been the problem with the Relentless Rats or whatever deck.
Yeah.
Is that there's almost always in standard, and if you go into modern or anything else, there's a ton of the cranial extraction.
Yeah.
Or
Surgical
surgical extraction. Yeah, like there's quite a few cards that are destroy this card and every other copy of it. That completely screw that deck. And there's enough so that the only way that deck can win is if the meta is not expecting it. But as soon as the meta expects it, it's like, oh, okay, I'll just put in the card.
It's just tough, right?
That makes it win.
It's Singleton, right? So their deck, they could have some answers if they draw them, whereas you just go rats, and yeah, apparently, I thankfully didn't encounter this. Apparently, the mirror match is awful. The mirror match is just whoever draws more rats more
wins.
quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So
All right.
I guess that'll do it. It was just sort of like, hey, talking about guilds and arena, and why not?
Why not? That's
Yeah.
what's hot.
This was hot.
Talk about the
I'm gonna
hats.
play some more of it today. Oh no, I'm not, because I got to bring my computer in here for the
Ah,
LAN tomorrow.
dominated.
Or as the time you're listening to this, the LAN that was on Saturday. Go
Saturday.
check out the VODs on youtube.com/loadingreadylive. Anyway, until the next episode of Tap Tap Concede.
Wait. nicknames.
Oh, right. Yes. Until the next episode of Tap Tap Concede, which will not be the nicknames.
No.
But the nicknames will probably be the episode following, we
Correct.
think. We want to tell you about the crowdsourced nickname spreadsheet, as we have done for the past couple of times. It's worked out very well. It's still a lot of work for us, but not as much as coming up with them all ourselves. So thank you all for your contributions. You're a funny bunch. We appreciate it. So if you check out the URL that Paul is currently assembling to put on screen, I assume. Is it on screen now? Mm-hmm. Good. I can't see it. What is it?
It will also be in the description, so don't even.
LRR.cc/GRM.
Cool.
Perfect. GRN.
I said GRM. I'm realizing that it's incorrect. I will now change it.
Golf
Sorry.
Romeo November.
Sorry. LRR.cc/GRN.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
As in the Guilds of Ravnica
Set
code.
code.
Yeah.
Gurn.
So this episode was released on October the 1st. Mm-hmm. We are going to leave that form open for 1 week until October the 8th. That will give us a few days to sift through everything, pick out our favorites, and then on the following episode, so in 2 weeks' time, we will record the episode with all the nicknames.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to that.
Yeah. So until next time, a reminder that Tap Tap Concede is brought to you by our friends at Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all your Card and Kingdom needs and buttons and all that fun stuff. And of course, as always, everything that we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun. So until next time, I have been Graham.
I was James.
And there's no third person, so I'm going to talk a little longer so that the end of the episode finishes on time. Ha ha.